Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Mm, Welcome to Sacred Seven Conversations. Ooh. Get on now. My name is Unique Shanique with Sacred Seven Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred Seven Conversations. Hello, my name is Unique Shanique with Sacred Seven Conversations. Every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred Seven Conversations. Hello, my name is Unique Shanique with Sacred Seven Conversations. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred Seven Conversations. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Sacred Seven Conversations with Unique Shamik. Today, we're going to flow through the Sacred Seven philosophy briefly. I am Unique Shamik, and welcome to Sacred Seven Conversations. What is Sacred Seven Conversations, and why am I here? It is a journey when you're looking at your mind, body, soul, and spirit, and you have to check yourself. So, briefly, I had a come to Shamik, unique Shamik movement, and I created a program to be the change that I wanted to see and be. There was a lot of challenges that were occurring in my life, but then there was awesome things happening as well. So I had to figure out a balance. And when I asked church members, ministers, mentors, everybody I could think of, how do you have a balance to bring balance into your life when you have a family, you have children? When I had a husband at that time, going to school, working, how do you balance out all of those things and still take care of self and make sure that things are flowing freely? And so I had to look at things at a different perspective, and I had to have a whole new mindset shift. So I decided to just look at me at a whole nother 100,000% check level. And I said, how do I track my change? So I created a change tracker. And the change tracker allowed me to see myself. And as I saw myself, I was able to then create a program to balance things out for me. And as I did that for me, I realized that I can utilize this as a blueprint and a tool to assist my family, my inner community within, so that I can be able to have that overfilling and give out of my overflow instead of out of an empty vessel. And so I looked at my life and said, whoa, it's some things that is not adding up. So I had an awakening. And as I was going through the awakening process, I realized that I had testimonials as well as life still happening amongst me. My son was characterized with autism at 3 years old. It was devastating. But instead of looking at the problem, which I always go back and do research to see what happened, what's going on, we just did fast, we prayed, and we began to look at ways to build up the mind, build up the body, build up the spirit, and have a holistic approach. And I really did not know much. I was a young parent at the time. I was like 19. I was a young parent. So I was really, really actually confused. And long story short, one of the pastors stated that we need to get him checked and evaluated. So we went and we did early intervention. And we seen a psychologist, and they characterized him with autism, ADHD, as well as PDD. I didn't even know what that was, pervasive developmental disorder, which was things that could be done quicker and easier for one individual. Well, for Demick, he saw things differently. For example, when we had crayons for him to color with, he looked at them as in, ooh, this looks like pickup sticks because they're colorful and they're bright and you can play with them. So being able to teach and create a behavior plan to readjust some of those things that some of the things the system stated that this is how it was supposed to be, but there's some things that just uniquely, authentically was him. And so fast forward 23 years later, Demetrius now has graduated from high school with his high school diploma. He also has his floor tech certification, and he's now working at a full-time position at the Archives, Georgia Archives of Atlanta. Come on now. Woo! And so when you have those awesome testimonials within different things happening in your life and you're able to see the fruit of your labor and the different sacrifices that you had to endure, I can resonate and I can relate to parents, to those teachers, to the caregivers who really, really want more for these individuals, sometimes more than they wanted for themselves. And so fast forward, now he's in college, he's in school, and this allowed me to look at things in a different perspective and say, hey, we need to create more avenues for our young adults and our youth. I was focused more on the disabled, community adults, the veterans, entrepreneurs. I was helping everybody, y'all, because I'm a wellness coach and I value our health and how important it is for us to take a break and have that mindfulness of who am I again? I'm working and doing all these other things for everybody else and Captain Saver, but am I tapped in to me? Have I done enough self care so I'm seeing quality and I'm seeing my reality be effective in an awesome way? Or am I manifesting chaos to the point where it's uncontrollable? Because God will not give you too much that you cannot bear. So if you feel like you can't bear it, then just take a step back. And I just learned and created tools for not only me, my family, as it was working and I had testimonials, I was able to share it with my family and my friends. Then it came into, okay, what are you sharing, Shamit? I'm sharing that our bodies are temples, and as we take care of our bodies, and if we take care of our minds and what we're thinking and what we're putting in and what we're allowing and the energy and the space we're putting in, you will see the difference. And so I decided in this next quarter of 2024 to stay high vibrational no matter what comes my way, not paying attention to any other energies other than mine, and balancing out the energy that I have so that I can manifest the greatness and the goals that I know that I can accomplish, but then also the purpose. And one of the purpose and the things is Sacred Seven motto: master yourself, your health, and your wealth so you can bless somebody else. So I'm not just here for me, I'm here for my community. And I'm asking one question, and I'm going to hedgeway into that. How do we as a people, and I'm talking about our minority people, build economic empowerment for not only ourselves, but our family and our community? That our dollars, our resources will stay in our community for at least 30 days, for at least 2 to 3 weeks, like other communities. How do we build back Black? How do we enlighten and build back our economic empowerment so we can be able to leave our children generational wealth and riches? Not only wealth and riches, but health, spiritual health, mental health, emotional health, physical health, where we're vibrating high and we're centennials, living hundreds of years, and we're passing all that greatness on. That's my goal. That's my mission. And every day I wake up striving, thriving for that purpose. So today I'm just doing the clarion call. There was a lot of things that happened today, and I said I'm going to still press forward towards the mark because this is not just for me. An awesome testimony, another testimonial. My daughter, she just was accepted to welding apprentice. She received a job. Come on now. Hello. She received her welding job, and they're, yeah, come on now. Thank you. And I'm so excited because she was one of the youth that stated, hey, I'm at that age, I got it. I'm grown now. And fell into some situations. But to see that she's graduated from high school, went to Jacksonville, Tulsa Welding College in Jacksonville, Florida. She was there for a whole year. And on top of that, she graduated from Barbizon College. And she's able to connect with them for life. Someone who came into a situation with, at 11th grade, substance abuse, dealing with depression because her family wasn't the way it was supposed to be in her eyes as a kid. And so, what do you do as a parent when you know that your child is crying out for help, and all you could do is do the best you could do is support them, pray for them, and hope that they will get past it? Guess what, y'all? She got past it. And what? 2 years later, she's now has a union job, and she's going to show herself approved. Yes, I'm over for a minute because she got to get her transportation. We pray, lift up, transportation, here we come. And so the clarion call is, we have young adults and youth that are not only cry not for help in a silent way. We have parents that are giving up on them every day. As I flow and as I close and go, the clarion call is for our people to look at yourselves and say, how am I making a change, not only for me, but my community as a whole, so that when we leave this place, we know that there's something on the other side. We know that there's increase in prosperity when we come together in unity. So I'm asking those that would like to be involved, those that would like to volunteer, those that see that having a young adults and youth ministry program coming out and doing our next level field day events that we're almost finalizing and planned. So y'all stay tuned for that. Just knowing that there are resources. I work at the Covenant House, the shelter for the youth that's between 18 to 26 years old. And oh my goodness, it really just gives me a burst of joy to know that I can go in and not only share life skills, but be able to give them testimonials of how my children was able to overcome disparities, overcome challenges, things that people said they wasn't going to do or how they wasn't going to operate, but now they're doing it. And to be able to pour into them and see how they're getting jobs, how they're changing their mindset into a wealth mindset. And then what one of the most important things that I had to share with them, focus on self-care. Because when you 100% care for you, then you know how to share that with someone else. But if you're mistreating yourself and you're not eating right, you're not taking that time out and moving and exercising like you need to, having awesome affirmations and speaking life into your situation as well as to your family, your children. And if it's all toxicity and things that happen all around you and just keep going and going and going, what are you vibrating into your life? The goal is to manifest your reality because you're creating it. No matter how you think that other people, places, and things are doing it, no, you are the culprit. You are the common denominator. And so, leaders, caretakers, teachers, educators, oh, and politicians, since we're voting and we need to make the right decisions in our political and judicial choices, again, as a minority, what are we going to do? So stay tuned for our town hall meeting, is what I call it. And it's just coming together and let's just have a conversation. I also have the youth, they I actually invited them to speak and speak on their perspective. Let's hear their voice. Yesterday, I was with them and they were really, really talking about history and know more history than grown adults that are 50, 60 years old. And so it really blesses me to know that we have a generation that are no longer just accepting anything. They're not accepting what people are saying, they're researching it for themselves and they're taking action. And all they need is some awesome leadership, guidance, subject matter experts that can pour into and give them awesome tips that can change their lives forever. What you gonna do today? Clarion call. Take a step in, join the membership, Sacred Seven Ministries, and help our youth and our young adults transition into adulthood so that their superpowers within them can come out in the greatest way, instead of them sitting at home playing video games, watching sports, watching porn, all those things that distracts them from connecting to their own destinies. Let's guide them into things that can help vibrate them higher. What is it that you can do to add value to the youth in our community? What is it that you can do to add value? We have 7 areas today. I've always been mentioning. We have your spiritual health, those that are spiritual advocates and have a passion for prayer and have a passion for love retreats. Let's tap in. Those that are mental health professionals, behavior therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, those that have a passion for mental health, tap in. Those have a passion for autistic spectrum individuals, tap in. Your emotional health, tap in. Oh, our physical health, which is my favorite, my nutritionist, my holistic health practitioners, my educators, consultants, those that are tapped into the fitness. I have a couple of them. Shout out to my girl Deborah. Shout out to my mentor, Dr. Scott. Come on. What are we going to do? We also have our financial health. We have financial literacy. Where you're at, financial advisors, real estate agents, brokers. Let's talk about it. Environmental health. How are we treating our own communities? You walk in one neighborhood, you see immaculateness. Then you come into another organization, community, and it's trashed up. What are we doing? If we can't take a stand for our own selves and our own community, then they don't. Who was it that this stated? Who was it that was? Who was Oh, that was it. Okay. Mr. Frazier, George Frazier. He's one of our financial subject matter experts who talk about building Black empowerment and wealth building. He mentioned, because he actually looks white, and he stated his white comrades and friends, because we're not prejudiced around here, we're just building unity amongst ourselves as well. We love everybody. I know I do. However, he stated, y'all, if y'all was to focus on yourselves, y'all so focused on what we doing and what everybody else doing, but y'all cannot focus on yourself. So town hall meeting, y'all stay tuned. Next week I will have y'all town hall meeting scheduled, because I'm not playing with y'all. We're gonna take a stand, and we're building our communities, and we're gonna collaborate with one another. There's um, legislation right now, testimonial. The federal government granted Black farmers $8 billion for discriminating against them, not letting them actually qualify for loans, for grants, bypassing them, and also possibility of taking their land. And so they stated that this $8 billion is just a token of apology for the wrong that they have done. So guess what? There's a lot more where that came from. And so we, as a people, need to get our house in order, because when the money and these awesome doors are opening up for us, what are we going to do? Are we going to buy and be consumers? And one of my sayings, are we going to be the ones that's over here buying cars, clothes, hoes and toes, and all of those different things that do not add value? Louis Vuitton and all of those other people that are literally devaluing our communities, and we're still giving into them. So one of the things I stated, hey, how about we connect? And there's other communities that would love to actually add value to our community as well. They just said, hey, it starts with you guys. Love yourself. And so, Sacred Seven conversation with Unique Shamik. Today, the ministry is on. I'm no longer focusing on the small things. We are here for a reason, and it's not to be playing on our phones and watching social media and what everybody else doing all day long. It's about what are you going to do to take action for your life, to leave a legacy for your children's children, but then also what are we doing for our communities so that we can add value. What are you going to do today? Again, y'all stay tuned. I'm working on my schedule. I just started college. I'm working on getting my master's. I just started. I got my thank you. um, at Capella University, and I'll be getting my master's degree in applied behavior analyst so that we can have our culture being able to implement plan of actions and change for our community and our children and our youth so that we can actually make a difference. So I stated I'll go ahead and make that sacrifice and take it to the next level so that I can be able to have my own practice and add value to our autistic community, the emancipated community, as well as our mentally challenged community. And they saying, hey, we need y'all help. Parents, caregivers, educators, we appreciate y'all. We know school coming back. We continue to pray for y'all so that you guys can stay strong, but then also to be able to add value to our youth. Do not give up on our children. We have to protect them at all costs. Again, thank y'all for joining me today. Sacred Seven Conversation. Join me again on Wednesday nights, 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. And mwah, one love. Unique Shamik.
Hello, my name is Unique Shamik with Sacred Seven Conversation. We meet every Wednesday at 7:45 to 8:45 p.m. Tap in with Sacred Seven Conversation. See you.